Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
This week, Learning World zooms in on Ashoka, one of the world's leading promoters of social enterprise. For 3 decades, it has been financing and inspiring social entrepreneurs, helping them become successful innovators and change makers. Ashoka now has members in 70 countries. We joined them in Paris to talk about social change and education.
There's effervescence in HAC's corridors as the bustle of 1,000 entrepreneurs from 70 countries gather at one of France's most prestigious universities for 1 week. Their aim? To make the world a better place. Through innovation, they've changed people's lives, solving social problems including those related to education on both big and small scales. They belong to Ashoka, the world's oldest organisation for social entrepreneurs. It was created 30 years ago by Bill Drayton.
What's the most powerful force in the world? It's a big idea, but only if it's in the hands of an entrepreneur. If you look at the Ashoka entrepreneurs, over half of them have changed national policy in 5 years. They're very powerful. When you look at their ideas, anyone in your audience could have come up with those ideas. And then if they are just persistent enough, they could have made that change happen.
For these social entrepreneurs, there are no problems, only solutions.
3 years ago, on October 17, 2007, I was diagnosed with...
Sejal Hatti lives in San Francisco. After suffering with an eating disorder, she created the NGO Girls Helping Girls when she was just 15 years old. Now GHG is international with projects focusing on poverty, education and health.
Empowering girls is the key to global development, is perhaps the most effective lever we have for creating a sustainable world peace. There are statistics that I could recite to you about how the majority of people getting HIV/AIDS are girls, the majority of the unemployed are girls. It's for that reason that Girls Helping Girls and the work that we do is not only close to my heart and important to me personally, but important also to global development in almost every society across the globe.
During Ashoka's Change-Making Week, social entrepreneurs discuss established and up-and-coming programs.
This is a summit which takes
in the room. There is a
Qatar.
huge diversity of people that come from all sorts. Basically, first such meeting that Ashoka
Mary Gordon's Roots of Empathy was set up in Canada over 15 years ago.
Moving ahead into the next century, we have to develop the kind of citizen who is able to imagine how the other person feels. If we don't have this capacity of empathy, we will never be able to break cycles of marginalization with groups who are at war with one another, generational sectarian violence.
The blossom trees are just one outcome of Changemakers Week. Many more ideas have already been put into place to accelerate global social change.
Positive social behavior can be a powerful tool for change. That's the thinking behind Roots of Empathy program in Toronto, Canada. Using unusual yet effective methods, it aims to teach kids how to channel their emotions into positive feelings and attitudes.
Are love and beauty the surest way to avoid violence? In Canada, 18% of children report being bullied at school. To deal with these problems, an experimental program was launched in Toronto. It teaches children to express and understand their feelings.
Roots of Empathy is an emotional literacy program for children from kindergarten to grade 8. When you teach someone to empathize, then they are less likely to victimize someone because they know how it would feel to be a victim.
1, 2, 3. Hello, baby Moishien, how are you? How are you? How are you? Hello, baby Moishien, how are you? How are you today? Again. Hello, baby Moishien, how are you?
At this school, babies and parents come into the classroom once a week over the course of a year. Working together, the children try to understand what the baby wants, feels and needs, watching their progress over time.
The next section where we're going to have some treats. And see what happens if you offer him that ball. So he's trying to figure out. Now he's got 3 but 2 hands. I think his brain is learning the whole time. So we have, in one class, we have a child with a learning disability where he's a selective speaker. So it means that he often does not speak during the day or during his classes at all. In Roots of Empathy, he's fully engaged, raising his hand, interacting with the baby. Then that translates. He does that more often in his other lessons during the day because in Roots he's more comfortable, more attached. Watch baby's reaction.
You have to look and see what the baby's trying to do. I learned about safety and communication, and I learned that people can change their emotions in like 1 minute.
I think what this program has done, or what it hopes to do, and what I think it does do, is it helps people relate to one another, but through the innocence of a very small child, because everybody likes babies.
Starting as a pilot scheme in Canada, this award-winning program is now available to nearly 400,000 youngsters worldwide.
Another face of empathy has transformed the lives of many street children in India. Pooja Warrior began by securing an education for underprivileged kids. Now her company Unlimited India provides seed money and startup help for several social ventures.
Being a social entrepreneur was never the first choice for Pooja from Mumbai, who began her career working for an NGO. When that didn't inspire her, she decided to be a catalyst for change and set up her own social enterprise.
If being an entrepreneur is tough, then being a young entrepreneur is tougher. And being a young woman entrepreneur is even tougher. Unlimited India is very clearly focused on supporting early stage social entrepreneurs. So people who come to us with an idea, and we work with them over a period of 3 years to a point where their project is actually working and they're ready to kind of scale.
Launched in 2007, Unlimited India provides monetary and management support for over 90 social investees. Ashoka is one such entrepreneur who runs Oscar, a foundation that deals with social issues facing children and teenagers.
Oscar का मिशन यही है कि
Oscar's mission is to cater for the youth in the community. We try to change their lifestyle through sports to make them better human beings. This then equips them for a better future. We encourage and motivate the children through football. We also work hard to persuade all those kids who don't go to school that it's better to get an education.
With financial support, Oscar has transformed the lives of more than 140 children. Anil, a school dropout, is just one of them.
I left my studies after 3 years to start working, but I used to spend more time loitering around with my friends. I noticed that through Ashoka, all the kids who had dropped out were back to school. They could read and write, so I discussed this with Ashoka and he encouraged me to go to night school. And now I can read and write.
I thought I would just end up working with about 18 children, but through Pooja I got a lot of exposure and she helped me with fundraising. She's definitely my mentor and guide, because if it weren't for her, Oscar wouldn't be where it is today.
In just 4 short years, Unlimited India has reached hundreds of thousands of people by supporting a myriad of social entrepreneurs.
Hope you've enjoyed our program. You can watch more of the interview with Bill Drayton on the English version of our website. Goodbye for now.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.